Alright, so someone yesterday asked me, why oh why would you ever want to get a serpentine belt toolkit, something like this, made by Gearwrench, when you can use a breaker bar to do most serpentine or drive belts? Well, you know, some of them you can't. Now this one is probably a poor example, but just to kind of give you an idea of the type of area that you have to work in here to get to the tensioner. Fortunately, this one has an easy adjuster sleeve here on the back that you adjust up and down for belt tension. This is on a Toyota Celica, but some of the more modern Toyotas actually have a belt tensioner on them, but you can't really get to them because of how close they are to the body, and ergo you can't get a breaker bar in there. So I just thought I'd answer that quick question for you guys this morning. Yeah, what's going on today? Yeah. Nah, where's the refrigerator? Oh yeah, look at that.
Thing is, Justin, it's not 1.7, it's a 3.2.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hey man, what happened?
Well, 1.7s weren't readily available. I had already ordered another 3.2 for a guy that wanted an Eleanor.
And you're like, fuck it, Justin doesn't give a shit, he just wants a beer fridge. Oh yeah, off-road fantabulous. I think he's got some cool stuff in it. I like it. What do those kits go for? The little off-road solder welds.
So it's be like 89 bucks. I'm gonna sell them at 68 bucks.
And that's for like fixing wires and pretty much anything that happens when you break down the truck.
Yeah, there is even a thing where it says you can repair aluminum. So like, say you go down.
Oh, maybe like an aluminum radiator, maybe.
Yeah.
A little solder
My first
action.
thought was I was hoping that it was gonna be all like hoodie style, but you could use it on dirt bikes. Say you tip over and you hit a case on a rock or something like that.
Crack the case with a chain or whatever.
Yeah, almost.
Almost. This guy is the first question he asks me every morning.
You always tell me no, it's kind of cool.
This fucking guy.
Keep asking questions like that, dude. I was talking pretty good about you, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what you need, Shane, right here. The Milwaukee grease gun. Oh, fuck yeah. That thing looks freaking cool as shit. I bet it works a hell of a lot better than the little hand pump bullshit ones. That's fucking nice.
Got air, but
The fucking cordless though, you can walk right out to those big ass fucking G&K trucks next door, right? Hell yeah.
you can.
Huh? Oh, I'm not authorized. That's shop foreman only. My son actually likes that pack, man. He's rocking the shit out of it down there at his security gig, charging all kinds of stuff. Oh yeah, a little hex driver action, some fishing knives.
Hey, 1149 list on it, so you'll be looking at about 989 bucks with a little discount. Because I'm nice.
Trade in or no?
Do I want the trade in that doesn't unlock?
Well, no, it locks all the time. So no problem there.
I think there's a Coulson
Yeah,
problem.
there is a Coulson problem for sure. I swear to God, this guy, I'm gonna show everybody. This guy's the biggest dick in the entire world right here, okay? He fucking locks my shit every day. I know it's him, but I still hate the box, so.
I haven't locked it in like a month.
Oh, that's a fucking lie.
Well, yeah, I haven't locked
You're like, all right, guys, I'm out of here for the day. I went to go grab my box, and I had just unlocked it, and it was locked again. Mike starts laughing. I was like, I knew it. I knew it.
though. I haven't done it in...
Well, it was either you or him, but you guys like playing that little game, man.
The other day, Justin goes into the bathroom. He had a grape soda sitting on his toolbox.
Oh, fuck.
Mike goes over and pokes a little tiny, right below the mouth part.
Yeah.
He poked a little
Pokes a
tiny
hole.
in it, too.
Pokes a hole.
So Justin goes to get a drink and it's pissing on his shirt.
That's fucking bullshit. I had grape soda all over myself. You see what these guys do to me, man? I'm like the joke in the shop. But it's cool. I get a laugh out of it. It is pretty fucked up. It's like being on freaking JV football team all over again. Varsity Blues. Oh shit. Rock and roll. Well, lots of good stuff here, man. It's kind of neat. That saber light. It's pretty fucking cool. Kind of reminds me of Shane's little deal.
Gearwrench had one too.
Oh yeah, these are nice. Hey, I had somebody ask me about these Knipex with the flat blade.
Oh, they're
and
badass, dude.
if Monster is gonna start doing that with theirs.
Not at this point, no. So the Knipex that are made by, or excuse me, the Monster that are made by Knipex are very, very limited. So they just have a few out, and I don't foresee in any future that they're gonna start ramping it up.
Yeah, because these things are freaking nice. Because you can, it's like basically like an adjustable crescent, but tighter bite.
If you use your finger just right, you can slip it over and it does not scratch.
That's
what's
awesome.
really cool about it. And the gripping force on it, you think, oh, it's not, doesn't have teeth, but it grips because you have that last little millimeter or two where it bites down.
Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. Hell yeah. Sweet. All right, there she be. I didn't exactly do any kind of special unboxing, but there's Eleanor, guys. Oh man, that looks so freaking good. And you know what's even cooler is that this is actually not wrapped. It's actually part of the paint job, so it's all tied in. I think Sunex did a killer job. It just looks freaking cool, man. Let's take a look at the inside if you guys can see. Couple of little cabinetries there for some beers. Some shelves, a drawer, a little pull-out. And to adjust the temperature and our freezing area. Now this is not the 1.7 liter that I originally ordered. This is actually a 3.2. So what happened was the 3.7, I'm sorry, the 3.2 was the only one available. The 1.7 liter is not currently available, and there was no telling when it would become available. So knowing that I wanted a refrigerator slash kegerator like this, Jeff went ahead and got it for me because he knew I was going to dive all over it, and I absolutely love it. I think maybe the bigger option was definitely the way to go, but just looks freaking killer cool, man. All right, so something else just real quick about these refrigerators. So I had to tilt it on its side when I was bringing it back to the house, and Jeff told me anytime you have to tilt it on its side, it's always strongly recommended with these smaller refrigerators that you keep them stood up perfectly straight for at least 24 hours to let all that refrigerant and the oil work itself back down into the bottom of the system, so that way it's not all on its side. You could possibly damage the refrigerator. So that's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna power it on tonight, but it should look pretty cool pulling beer out, so we're gonna take a look. Oh yeah, hard day from work. Let's see what's in the fridge for me today. Oh, Pabst Blue Ribbon. Thank you, don't mind if I do. Much appreciated. Cheers to those of you that have your beers, and I hope you're enjoying your Tool Haul Tuesday. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Justin and Eleanor back again with you. How's it going? Hope you're enjoying your work week. So I did decide to do a video this morning and answer a subscriber's question down in the chats. When would you ever want to use a serpentine belt toolkit, and why? Why can't you just use a breaker bar? I think we kind of answered that a little bit today, even though I didn't have the best car as an example. You also got a chance to hop on to the Gearwrench tool truck with me, check out some goodies, and then of course, not really an unboxing, but an overall review of Eleanor. We looked at the inside, we talked about some of the safety features as far as like leaving it upright for 24 hours before you turn it on because of the Freon. Want to let everything settle. Overall, I'm killer excited to put some beers in here, get this thing to operating temperature for us here on this here channel. So we'll close her up for now. One little takeaway, I did have to move my bench press off to the side amongst a few other things that I kind of had over here. I still have to work around and play with some stuff in the garage to get everything set. And this does take up quite a bit of toolbox space, but needless to say, I'm still killer stoked to have one in the garage. All right, so topic for today is, would I ever consider going back to a dealership, and if so, why? I get this question from time to time and throughout the comments, and I've got over 300 videos, so I'm trying my best to keep up with the comments. So if I don't answer yours directly, just repost it on another video, a more recent one, and I'll be able to get to it. But yes, absolutely. If something was to happen and my boss decided to retire the entire shop and move elsewhere and I had to look for new work, I think I absolutely would possibly consider working for another dealership. If I was to go back to a dealership, would I go back to Chrysler or pick a different dealership?
To be honest, that all depends on my current situation and where I'm at during that time. What's my affordability? What am I being offered pay-wise? How far do I have to travel? I think a lot of those things must be taken into consideration. And am I getting ready to move? That would be another thing. So do I decide to move to another state, town, etc.? If so, what dealerships would I possibly be looking at if I was to go back to work for a dealership? Since I've been at 2 of the domestic platforms out of all 3 of the big dogs, I think I would try to pick something European, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of working on Asian cars to begin with, though I have my fair share of work at the independent shop with Toyota and Honda. I just don't think I would want to make it a regular thing. I do have a lot of interest in the European stuff, which actually I didn't think I was ever going to like. It was one of my least favorites next to diesels. But now the more and more diesel and European cars I work on, the more I realize they're really not that bad, and they tend to pay a little bit better than domestic and Asians. So looking at it this way, I would probably try to maybe shoot for like Volkswagen, possibly like Maserati or Audi or Rolls-Royce. Ferrari just went out of business down the hill. What's some of the other ones that are out there? Mercedes, BMW. I think I'd probably try to shoot for like one of those platforms. And that's really, again, that's only if something happens and my boss decides to retire the shop. I am very happy with where I'm at. So don't think for a minute that I'm thinking about going anywhere, because I'm not. I'm very content with my job. I love the people that I work with. We have a lot of laughs. We've got a good thing going on. There's no way I'd want to screw it up. So I'm going to keep on the straight and narrow and steady path. But all I know is that shit does happen in time. And, you know, I know that my boss is already trying to slowly build up to a retirement point. Now, I don't know if he's going to retire himself, then roll it over to another set of management to take over the shop for him and leave it running, or if he's just going to close it out and sell it. I have no idea. I'm not saying that thing's going to happen anytime soon, but when it does, I have to be prepared for it. You know, what's going to happen? What's the worst case scenario? What's the best case scenario? Best case scenario is, you know, new management comes in and they're chill and everything works itself out and we stay. Worst case scenario, he decides to sell it completely and then retire off, and then I have to find a new place to work. So always keep something like that in the back of your head, but it's always good to keep up with the training. It's always good to have another idea. Why wouldn't I go back to work for another independent shop? Okay. Currently, looking at the other independent shops that I currently have around me, I just don't see anywhere that I think that I would fit in real well, to be honest. Especially hearing a lot of the rumors and ghost stories that you hear from time to time. Secondly, you know, working on all these different platforms all the time, having all these different special tools all the time, I'm glad that I'm learning how to do it and that I know how to do it, but I think that if I was to go back to it being in my later years, I think I'd be much happier sticking to just one platform in my later years. And I'm just saying, like, I don't know when that's going to happen, but if it happens as I'm nearing 50, you know, there's only so many things that I want to learn at that age, because now you're going to have hybrid, self-driving cars, and then a lot of electronic cars. There's going to be a lot more special tools involved. I'm sure diesels are going to change again. So looking at everything like that, and as a whole within the next 10 to 20 years, if something happens and he closes the shop, I'm going to have to make that decision, and I think that's what would probably drive me back to the dealership, is if something like that were to happen. Alright guys, but that's all I got for this video. Look, if you have questions about what dealership shop was like, or what it's currently like, you can feel free to ask me now in the comments, or go check out Captin Ron. You can check out Kyle, the Rustbelt mechanic. Those two are killing it, working strong up there at the Chrysler dealership over in Ohio. And then of course we got JRC54 that owns and operates his own independent shop, and maybe he might be able to give you a little bit more insight on what it would be like to open your own business or operate an independent shop, if that's something that you're thinking about possibly doing. Make sure to check them out. I'll put links down below. Thanks as always for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Cheers. Deuces.